inconsistent.
Black people are 13% of the population. What percent of the murders do black people
Based?
I'm not, yeah.
55.
Holy based? Alright guys, what is up? Welcome to my new channel, Hermes Does Reacts. I thought it was about time to start another YouTube channel where I will be doing reaction videos, some commentary stuff, and maybe some more stuff in the future. But today we're going to start off with just a reaction video to the man, the myth, the legend, Charlie Kirk. Rest in peace. Obviously, we're going to be reacting to one of his infamous college debates. Clearly on the right there, we have a fine young gentleman with a NASCAR shirt. And we have Charlie Kirk there on the left. Let's check out the video. I mean, these were always good from Charlie Kirk himself. Let's see what happens here.
Good to hear.
All right, we're low on time, so we're going to do the lightning round soon after you, where if I don't like your question, I'm just a jerk. I'm going to tell you to move on.
That's okay.
All right.
Okay, well, let me first preface by saying I was born here, and I'm a Mexican heritage, and I'm proud to be both. My dad's a big fan, by the way. So I'm here to debate. I believe that Black Lives Matter is actually a good thing.
What?
And I believe that there's a differentiation between the statement and the foundation, because one is more popular than the other.
Okay.
I think that there's a bias with race in general within politics, and I think the Republican Party lacks a consistency in that. So my question to you is going to be, if I name these three names, could you tell me if they're guilty or not guilty?
Let's hear him.
Okay, so the first one's going to be Carmelo Anthony.
Guilty.
Based on the facts available, absolutely guilty.
Okay. Now, O.J. Simpson.
Oh, absolutely
Guilty.
guilty.
Okay. George Zimmerman.
No, self-defense.
Not
He was acquitted by a
guilty.
jury of his peers.
Now, if we're going
Innocent.
based on facts, what makes the Carmelo Anthony and the George Zimmerman case different?
George Zimmerman was hunted at night by Trayvon Martin at 2 a.m., and the stand your ground law allows you to stand your ground up against people that wish you harm. Carmelo Anthony, with that Austin Metcalf, who he murdered in cold blood, said, "Don't touch me" at a high school track meet, said one thing he didn't like, took out a knife, and then brutally stabbed them to death. Those are not moral equivalents. George Zimmerman and Austin Metcalf and Carmelo Anthony are on different planets morally. Don't ever compare them. That is incredible moral confusion.
But
And I thought you'd be smarter than that.
I am. So I want to debate, how is it hunting when it was confirmed by the police department that that George Zimmerman followed him? It was the other way around.
Again, the facts around the George Zimmerman case, I'll admit, are a little bit rusty. It's been
Right.
10 years since that case. What I remember is this. It was highly scrutinized.
Right.
The jury was bipartisan. He was fully acquitted. And when all the facts came out, it was legitimate self-defense. Now, if that ends up happening in the Carmelo Anthony case, I guess I'll reevaluate it.
Right.
Again, they're not even close to in the same moral dimension.
I would argue that they are, because George Zimmerman was told to stand back by the police department. He had no authority to follow him, and it was a self-defense case where the problem is he who dies does not get to testify. The only fact that was presented in court was based on George Zimmerman's testimony.
Okay,
Okay, before we continue, first of all, I love Charlie Kirk's expression, like on his face. He's just so expressive, and it's pretty fun. He's cooking him already. He's cooking. He's about to grill him here. But it's like, why the hell do they always bring up these cases from 10 years ago? I remember I was talking to this young, beautiful, educated black female on the street. She might have been a little slightly overweight, you know, the average weight for an African-American woman. But yeah, she brings up, you know, George Zimmerman and Trayvon Martin, whatever his name is. And it's like, bro, that happened 10 years ago. First of all, I don't even fully know the case. But if that's your only like go-to answer, George Zimmerman and Trayvon Martin, or George Floyd overdosing on fentanyl, something might be wrong. You know, you might need to think of some other things. And then compare it to this disgusting, savage Carmelo Anthony, who decided to stab an innocent white child, Austin Metcalf, at a track meet. It's ridiculous to compare those two. And it is honestly disgusting that they, you know, try to compare these two cases where It's not even close to the same. But let's see what Charlie has to say.
I want to speed this up. I don't think people even know who George Zimmerman is in this audience. This was a decade ago.
So we could go with O.J. Simpson.
Well, which crime of O.J. Simpson are we talking about? Because he was incarcerated twice.
Well, the crime of the murder.
Okay.
What makes you believe that he's guilty if you're going based on fair law judgment rather than emotional bias?
Again, you really think that was a fair trial? First of all, the police screwed up a lot of stuff. Let's just be honest. The police was the reason why O.J. Simpson was accused. They reached too far. They wanted to get a guilty verdict too much. Kardashian pounced on it. And let's all be very clear. If the police would have just preserved evidence in its original form, O.J. Simpson would have died behind bars. Okay? And again, you want to talk about rusty? O.J. Simpson was before I was born. I don't remember all the facts associated to it.
Exactly.
But here's my thing. Don't try to find, oh, wow, Carmelo Anthony, 2 teenagers at a track meet. By the way, you think that track meet self-defense is like legitimate between two?
I think they're all guilty. My argument is a consistency. If you believe one is guilty, they're all guilty.
O.J. Simpson was never not guilty. O.J. Simpson was not self-defense though. It was that he was on trial for cold-blooded murder.
But you believe he was guilty and he should be behind bars?
Yes, which is a completely different case than Carmelo Anthony.
No, the idea is that he was not. They didn't present enough evidence to incarcerate him.
Carmelo Anthony hasn't been on trial yet. We don't know all the facts yet, man.
You're basing it on an emotional bias rather than the law.
Hold on, remember what I said?
But then you switched the
I said it based on all the facts.
Time
out, man.
Go ahead.
Based on all the facts available, I think Carmelo Anthony is guilty. Did I not say that at the beginning? And so we're gonna. He deserves due process. He deserves a lawyer. Let's allow it play out. And if all of a sudden we found out that Austin Metcalf had a shotgun in his track bag and pointed it at Carmelo Anthony, the calculus changes.
Correct. But you're deeming that the others were guilty and innocent based on emotional bias rather than the fact.
No, it's not at all. The difference is, let me even further tell you why you're wrong. Those two are completed cases. Carmelo Anthony is not a completed case.
Correct.
And so you're going after those that had the full due process the American legal system go through, and one that we have a pretty good picture, although incomplete, and I reserve the right to be corrected. And so what exactly is your contention?
You do, and I reserve the right as well. But I believe that because of the consistency, I believe you're going on an emotional bias because, like I said, BLM and we as a nation look at race, and that is a bias factor.
Wrong. In fact, let me just be very, just so you are consistent.
I am consistent.
Black people are 13% of the population. What percent of the murders do black people do?
Based?
I'm not,
55.
Holy based, Charlie Kirk. I didn't know he went that hard. I know he brought up statistics once in a while, but wow. That was just a truth nuke dropped right in front of his face. Well done, Charlie. Anyways, let's continue.
5%.
Right.
That's a lot. Do you think that fact is told on the media infrequently?
Actually, if we're going on statistics, George Zimmerman called the cops on.
I'm not talking about George Zimmerman, man.
Okay.
George Zimmerman is a settled case 10 years ago. Stand your ground.
Right.
And so, but last question. You say Black Lives Matter. Hold on, I got to go to the next question. I said I reserve the right to cut you off. You say Black Lives Matter. Can we also agree that White Lives Matter?
Oh,
absolutely.
All lives matter. We agree. Thank you so much. I got to get to the next question. Thank you.
Mexican patriot. But I don't know. I don't get these arguments. I don't get them bringing up these cases. I don't know why those are always the ones they bring up. Trayvon Martin and George Floyd, and then they try to compare it to these two because it's black on white versus white on black. But if you actually look at the interracial crime statistics, it's the black on white is 99%, but the white on black is only 1% if you compare them. So it's completely lopsided. Again, Charlie Kirk brought up a great point. First of all, I respect Charlie Kirk a lot. He was amazing what he did. He educated, these people on college campuses, these students. Some of them came at him angry, but he was always pretty respectful for the most part. Try to genuinely educate them, try to teach them. People hate on him because, he was radical, he was extreme. No, he wasn't. He was very, very moderate. If you think he was extreme, you are not ready for what's about to come. But yeah, I guess this video, to sum it up, race is real, obviously, and they don't want you to look at these statistics for a reason, judge the individuals individually. But that's the topic for another day. Hope you guys enjoyed my first reaction video on Hermes Does It Again. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel. It helps the algorithm. And expect more of these videos daily on this channel. Let me know what else I should react to, what I should do for commentary videos, and see you guys next time.